The Honorable Will Weatherford, Speaker. I am directed to inform the House of Representatives that the Senate has passed CS for HB 655 with one amendment and requests the concurrence of the House. CS for HB 655, a bill to be entitled an act relating to political subdivisions.
Are there amendments to the Senate amendment?
On the desk, Mr. Speaker.
Read the first amendment.
Representative Saunders offered the following amendment to amendment. Barcode 459093 between lines 60 and 61 of the amendment. Insert an amendment.
Representative Saunders, you're recognized to explain the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this amendment ensures that this bill does not apply to a political subdivision for which a referendum on paid sick time has qualified for placement on the ballot before July 1st, 2013. The purpose of this amendment is to ensure that voters in Orange County keep the right to determine whether the earned sick time charter amendment expected for the 2014 ballot is right for our community. That's the amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, are there questions of the sponsor? Are there questions? Is there debate? Representative Precourt, in debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this particular amendment, while offered in good faith, creates a carve-out to the uniformity of application in the underlying bill that we're going to get to in a few minutes, and it applies to just one single county. And it's an unfriendly amendment.
Further debate. Further debate. Representative Torres, in debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of this amendment. To my colleague, Joe Saunders, this is something that's the residents of Orange County are very much in favor of having their voice heard, and I ask all of you to consider today in supporting this amendment. Thank you.
Further debate. Further debate. Representative Rodriguez, in debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I too rise in support of this amendment. I'll be brief. If carve-outs are okay when we're preempting wage theft, I think carve-outs should also be okay when we're preempting other similar laws. Thank you.
Further debate. Representative Pafford.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And to echo, we've passed several bills this session that have carved out counties and other types of government bodies. This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. In fact, we've probably passed legislation that's been unanimously approved by the body. So I would urge my colleagues to vote yes on the amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Waldman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There was a comment earlier that this is just a carve-out for one county. Everybody should know that the whole purpose of this bill was because of that one county, and it ensnared a whole lot of other people that in counties that shouldn't have been. So I would urge that we actually adopt this amendment and fix what we can at this time to make this proper.
Representative Stewart, in debate.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker. I know that here in the House we refer to it as a carve out, but in my opinion this is a carving in to allow the residents of Orange County to be able to have the vote that they have been offered by the Orange County Commission. It was something that has occurred, and I think that by not allowing us to move forward with this amendment, it actually carves them out of the process.
Further debate. Further debate. Representative Saunders, you recognized to close.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, in my community in Orange County, organizers and activists identified a serious problem. Orange County is leading the state with workers who can't take a day off work if they or their children are sick. Thousands of workers in our community are given the impossible choice of taking care of their families or keeping food on the table and the lights turned on. The proposed ballot measure in Orange County may not be the right one for our community. It may not be the right one for our small and large businesses, but people in Orange County deserve the right to make this decision. I urge you to support this very good amendment.
All in favor of the adoption amendment say yea. Yay. Opposed, no. No. Show the amendment fails. Read the next amendment.
None on the desk, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Precourt, you're recognized for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And since the Senate's amendment to our bill creates an even larger carve-out, I move that the House refuse to concur in Senate Amendment 942696 to CS for HB 655 and request the Senate to recede.
Representative Precourt moves that the House refuse to concur in Senate Amendments 942-696 to CS for House Bill 655 and request the Senate to recede. Other questions? Other questions? Is there any debate? I'm sorry, Representative Waldman, there are questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The amendment that came over, that actually removes the restriction on the county government from contracting freely for a living wage with people who do business with that county. Is that correct?
Representative Precourt.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, that's correct.
Further questions? Further questions? Is there debate on the motion? Is there debate? Representative Waldman, in debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When this bill was over here, this was one of the biggest bones of contention for many of us, the ability of home rule and for cities and counties to actually contract for the people that they hire, how they want the terms to be. I think we're doing them a disservice. I think this is a very good amendment, and I think we ought to support this amendment.
Further debate? Further debate on the motion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying yea. Yea. Opposed, no. No. The motion is agreed to. Read the next message. Hold on one second before we read the next message.
Okay.
Yeah. Read the next message.